breaking news. Saudi Arabia deports Sheikh Gumi. Now, Sheikh Gumi said yesterday that they are working to make sure that he goes back to Saudi Arabia. But now you have seen other countries, they are warning, enough is enough. Terrorism must end in Nigeria. Now, Nnamdi Kanu is in court. The Igbos are saying the real terrorists have been deported. Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. Let's start from there. If you're watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel, all notifications, drop a comment, like button, share with others. Let's start from there. What do you have to say?
There's also a similar news like that coming from Switzerland, where there was an international peace summit. The likes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Christopher Musa, Godson Akpabio was banned from being part of that program. You know, and they are pointing to different government in exile to be brain behind what is going on now. Even to an extent, they were trying to finger also different government in exile from what happened to Gumi in South Africa. You know, they fear that the federal in Saudi Arabia, they fear that the Biafran government in exile seems to be spreading, you know, within the international community, has questioned or has put the federal government on their toes, and some elements of terrorist sponsorship in Nigeria, like we saw what happened in Saudi Arabia, where the renowned Kaduna Islamic scholar and pro herdsmen or whatever, bandit or pro whatever, you know, killer squad or pro whatever jihadist movement, pro whatever, you know, extremism, pro whatever it is, a Islamization agenda. All of them are factored into this man called Sheikh Gumi. The Saudi Arabian government, looking at it, you know, that they were not extremely comfortable with the position of that man. But we are seeing the same federal government to tell you that when they say that federal government herdsmen, Fulani herdsmen, Boko Haram has infiltrated the Nigerian system. When people say things like that, you know, it goes a long way to tell you that the citizens are under the danger of conquest. That the citizens, especially the southern part, that more of Christians, is under the danger of Islamization, is under the danger, you know, of Fulanization. So it is a very clear part. I don't know how truthful it is that the federal government is already engaging the Saudi authorities to know the reason why, you know, Kaduna-based Islamic cleric Sheikh Gumi was, you know, banned, deported, his load confiscated. He was sent. You know, I don't know whether. What they say is that everything that he bought, both his this thing, all the money he spent was refunded to him. Just go back to Nigeria, go back to Sambisa Forest, and continue your trade here. You know, whatever thing you know how to do best. You know, go and do it in Sambisa Forest. And to an extent that he had to put a call to Abuja and some people. I don't think that Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually got himself in trying to get the diplomatic aspect handled between Nigeria and the Saudi Arabia authorities. But for what Gumi is claiming, I don't think that is possible. But anybody who put up a call, who is soliciting for diplomatic doors or rapport or communication based on what happened to Gumi, means that that person is actually suspicious.
Mr. Chinebo, if you're watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel, on notifications. Drop your comments. Let's know what you are thinking about this particular issue. Then click the like button, like this video. Also share with others. Mr. Chinebo, we've seen Donald Trump to come out and say enough is enough of terrorism, and many African terrorist backers are afraid. Do you think that what Donald Trump has promised to back Christians, I will not allow them to kill Christians again? What do you think about Donald Trump's statement? Is it affecting Saudi Arabia in telling Gumi, go back to your country? Saudi and USA are allies.
Of course, we saw Donald Trump recent visit to the Middle East, and of course, we saw the kind of reception and the Saudi prince, what he said about Donald Trump. I remember that before now, Saudi Arabia and America have signed a lifetime treaty, you know, lifetime treaty until Christ comes. Saudi will remain an ally of America, just like Japan will remain an ally of America. There's something that made them to remain, to sign that treaty that forever and ever will remain, partners until the end of time. A lot of things are there, and that is why you see that you cannot see this type of extremism in Saudi Arabia. You cannot see the likes of Boko Haram in Saudi Arabia. You cannot see Fulani in Saudi Arabia killing people in Saudi Arabia. You cannot see bandits killing people in Saudi Arabia. But still, you still watch these people go to the same spot and say that they are proclaiming a certain understanding and a certain belief. We saw the one that was arrested in Abuja recently, a confirmed kingpin, kidnapper, terrorist. Where is he going? Hajj. The same place Gumi is going, the same place this very man is going, until he was intercepted by some security agencies, and it was discovered that he has been on the wanted list. But we saw clearly Mazi Nnamdi Kanu visiting the Western Wall, the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. No, he was not arrested. Nobody deported him. It was only in Nigeria, because the Nigerian government is being controlled by those who are championing this agenda. We keep on saying it, and that is what it is. And the policy of Donald Trump has gotten the attention of Nigeria, factoring Biafran contest issue inside. I can see the chief of staff, Susie Wills. I see, Mercy McCarthy. I see Mark Johnson. I see, these people who are within the cabinet of Donald Trump, briefing him on daily basis on the outcome. And I can tell you that one of the reasons why Donald Trump visited Saudi Arabia is because they knew that they have, these kind of ties with Nigerian interests or Muslim of going to that place, and some of these extremists, jihadists, always go there for prayer, and they actually singled out Sheikh Gumi, as a starting point. It has started, and that's what I'm telling you, that Mark Johnson, the Speaker of the American House of Assembly, Federal House of Assembly, has already given alerted the President Donald Trump that he has right to exercise his executive order to decolonize Nigeria, and in the process of decolonizing Nigeria, Biafra can be declared as an independent nation based on what the story and the killings on ground, that Nigeria need to divide, everybody go their separate ways.
We've seen people from the north are saying now that now it is now being justified that Nnamdi Kanu is in detention, that people like Sheikh Gumi and Nnamdi Kanu are doing the same thing. They are fighting for an agenda, but Igbos are saying Nnamdi Kanu has never killed anybody for not accepting Christianity. Sheikh Gumi and Nnamdi Kanu are not the same. Their fights are not the same. What do you have to say about this?
Their ideology are not the same. Biafra is about civilization. Biafra is about civility. Biafra is about consistency. Biafra is about continuation. Biafra is about freedom. Biafra is about religion. Biafra is about faith. Biafra is about humanity. Biafra is about preservation. Biafra is about, think anything you can think about human rights.
So Biafra is not the same with Sheikh Gumi.
But look at the concept of an ideology, that if you refuse to do anything, your hand will be cut off. And if you refuse to bow down to anything, you'll be disallowed. If you refuse to be part of any system where they believed in, you'll be killed. And not only that, they are doing it by force, by fire, by force. It is either you are here or you are killed. It's either, but nobody does that now. People should be allowed to decide what they want at the end of the day, and you don't force territories. And that is where the fear of conquest comes in. You don't force territories into yourself because of religion. It is never done. So, and that is where the difference is. And you can see what is happening in the Middle Belt now. The entire Middle Belt, are leaving the entire region, and most of them now are flooding into the Biafran space.
No, I must tell you,
they are running away. They are running away. They are flooding already, and that's why I'm telling you that the Eastern governors, unfortunately, that the same Fulani people that brought them, that made them governors, and which has become dangerous to the Biafran struggle, that have become dangerous to the Igbo people, that have become too dangerous that, you know, in the course of these people trying to migrate from as a result of violence, they are entering the Biafran space at the same time. So it is a situation we are at this point in now, and we're expecting a hasty attention to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the call on Finland government to look at the issue now that the prosecutor has said, now Finland has said that there's no link between Simon Ekpa to any terrorist organization. You can see that very clearly, you know, and everything about my IPOB all over the world is not connected to any form of terrorism, because they do not embark in conquest, they don't kill people, they don't invade regions. They don't see an IPOB man with gun say, hey, he must be. No, it's never done.
Like I said, if you're watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, drop your comment, click the like button, like this video, and also share with others. Mr. Chinedu, the Northerners are telling the Igbos that releasing Nnamdi Kanu is a declaration of war on the northern part of Nigeria. That they will not be alive to see Nnamdi Kanu released. What do you have to say? This is a very strong statement. And they said that people like Peter Obi and any other people that want Nnamdi Kanu to be released, they should be treated by terrorists as terrorists by people. If you want Nnamdi Kanu to be released, you are a terrorist. People should declare them a terrorist. What do you have to say?
Those are the quack threats. They come because of illiteracy, and very soon that it's just unfortunate that recently we are beginning to see Hausa boys from that region, you know, speaking up. You know, and recently they thought they have gotten to that level, even though that we are sensing that most of these people who are infiltrating the insecurity space are being powered or supported by the Macron. We saw it, Macron. Yes, Macron. Because I saw the stand of Macron, Britain, on the issue of Hamas and Israel in America, and I begin to wonder, these people actually want people to be killing people just for the fun of it and all that, and we saw what they did in Africa. So they cannot be ruled out. Biafra has his own ally too. When they talk about that today, the Biafran force decide to rise against anything that has to do with this nonsense going on, you know, Nigerian government will find it very difficult.
Why do you think they are afraid of Biafra? Why do you think they are not afraid?
No, because it's the same thing they are fighting. They are not fighting to protect human life. They are fighting because they want to lay their hand and their foot and their hands on the crude oil they have destroyed, and cause a very big earthquake in the Biafran land. That's their interest. They don't have any other thing to do. That's why they are bent on destroying the entire Niger Delta, the entire Biafran land. They are flooding there because of crude oil.
Are you saying Nigeria is one because of crude oil?
They're the ones that made it one. The Northerners and the Fulanis made it one because of crude oil. They are killing the same people because of crude oil. What is their interest? Why is it that all the whole oil block and oil well, you know, you cannot find in the southern area? All of them belong to the north. Still, and they are not comfortable. Still, they are not comfortable. Now, they want to bring political conquest. They want to bring religious conquest. They still want to bring armed conquest. And the only threat they are telling you, because they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu commands over 85 million people of Igbos.
85 million people?
85 million Igbos, Biafras all over the world.
How about your governors?
They are still under the control of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Till tomorrow. That's the fact. Whether P2B or not P2B, the fact still remain the identity.
And because now we've seen the North are saying we must address Nnamdi Kanu the same way we are addressing Sheikh Gumi. The Igbos have refused. You cannot address a man that is peaceful, that goes to Jerusalem, that goes to a different country, that has not been deported, but was arrested, the Igbos are calling it kidnapped, from Kenya, which even the DSS have denied, to a man who was disgraced internationally in Saudi Arabia. What do you have to say about that?
They will always be disgraced. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not been deported by any country, showing that he is peaceful. The world recognizes him. The world celebrates IPOB. IPOB was has this tag as the most peaceful movement in the world that is fighting for freedom, and that has been a feat IPOB has relied on over the years and has not been able to move away from that. It's a pure non-violent conquest movement. You know, we do not invade any territory. We are not interested. You know, what we are seeking for is independent of our identity, is independent of our destiny, is independent of who we are and what we represent. As simple as that. The culture and tradition of Igbo man must be independent, so that we can be able to factor ourselves and move on in celebrating God and humanity. That's the essence of what Biafra stood for, and that has always been what Biafra stood for. So I don't know why the comparison should be between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Sheikh Gumi. I don't think there's comparison. Both of them are parallel. Gumi is living his own world or based his own ideology and what you understand. The same thing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has already aligned with God and humanity. Whatever they have lined, I don't think there's any religion that encourages killing. I don't think there's any religion that encourages conquest, disaliving, killing farmers, destroying. I don't think IPOB have never been involved in such thing, But still, we are seeing it very clearly that more and more is expected, including the governors of that region, who has always gotten themselves, involved by either by omission or commission, or who has refused to come together as political leaders to stamp out terrorism in the northern part of the country. So it's a big challenge, and he said they are lukewarm for dragging about it. It goes a long way to signify, that they might be working together in continuity of whatever plan of conquest they have in that direction.
All right, look at other fact. The Igbos and the North, why can't they've never agreed? What do you think is the problem? Is it religion? Is it ideological differences? Is it conquest? Why can't the Igbos and Fulanis agree together?
The Igbos has been part of the North ab initio. This over 3,200, 500 years of Igbo existence. Igbos dominated North. Igbos brought civilization to the northern part of the country in terms of economic and trade, social trade, exchange of expertise, development and civilization. Igbo contributed so much. During the era of colonial masters, Igbos have always been in the North. But the introduction of the British conquest agenda, hatred, what was being, extended, or transferred to the Fulani Hausa, as it were, as at that time, is what led to the situation we are having today. There are no kind of relationship that Igbo have not tried to establish with the Northerners. They have tried so much in terms of sacrifice. I can tell you that they got to a point over 5,000 Igbos are being killed in the north on daily basis. So, but you can see in the eastern part of the country, the Biafran land, no Hausa man is being killed, but Igbos are being killed in the north. Till this moment.
But we had someone from the North who said that the Igbos have never learned from what happened during the Civil War. That anything called Biafra is a declaration of war on Nigeria.
Biafra is never a declaration because Nigeria is projecting a Fulani factor. Biafra is recognized all over the world. Biafra is a nation that existed for 3 years. Biafra existed with airport, seaport, and everything that makes up a nation. Biafra existed. So anybody telling you that, yes, because of course, if there's anything, it cannot be like 1976 now. So, where the whole world gang up and descended on. Biafra stood the whole world for 3 years or 4 years or thereabout. Everybody, they fought Biafra. They stood. Talk less of now that Igbos has spread. We don't have any intervention against anybody. But what we are saying is that Biafra agitation, self-determination is recognized by the world. Self-determination is, and if Nigeria feel that self-determination is criminality, then let them know that when it comes to the point, where it will be seen that they have crossed their red line, they will become the end of Nigeria. The Northerners will become the end of Nigeria themselves. There's no two ways about it.
But let's wind it now. What do you think about the Igbo governors who have refused to support Nnamdi Kanu's release? We've seen different kind of stories going back and forth. Do you think that the Igbo governor are truly determined to see Nnamdi Kanu release, or are they working for the northern agenda?
They are not working for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. They are working for themselves, and they are working for their paymaster. They who pays the piper dictates the tone. As simple as that. They are not working for anybody. They are working for themselves. As simple as that. They cannot work for the Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu doesn't need them, you know, and that's why Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is saying that nobody should beg on his behalf. Nobody should beg anybody to release him, because he knows that he has already conquered them. You know, so the Eastern governors will be their end when the time comes. They will be their own end when the time comes. And we are not interested. Everybody, all eyes is on Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's release. Whatever Nnamdi Kanu says, any day, anytime,